Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. And today, we're going to be telling you the full story of the Carlos Baleba to Manchester United situation or transfer saga, as the case may be. It hasn't become a full-blown saga, but it is something for us to actually think about. First and foremost, basically, Carlos Baleba has been linked to Man United. Man United are targeting him and actively in pursuit, and conversations have been ongoing between Man United and Brighton, as well as Man United and Carlos Baleba. There is a conversation that has gone on. There's transfer talks and all of that. So we're going to kind of review the full story of what has happened before we got to this point. And then should Manchester United eventually sign him, as is with the culture, we are going to also do a full player profile, but it's not yet time for that because the transfer hasn't gone on so far. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. Also, I just want to thank you all for your support and for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. For also sending those kind comments and all of that. We don't take it for granted one bit. So let us dive deep in. Man United is reportedly targeting Brighton and Hove Albion talented Cameroonian midfielder Carlos Baleba, and this is a complex and potential high-stakes deal, with Brighton holding a firm stance on their valuation of the player, and United are needing to offload other squad members to finance this move. And that is basically what was reported the last couple of days, especially in the last 24 hours, that Man United need to offload players to be able to finance this move. Now, the player, the archetype of a player, Carlos Baleba, age and position. Baleba is 21 years, and a defensive midfielder who joined Brighton from Lille in 2023 for a fee of around £23 million, which is valid. Now, performance. He has had an impressive season with Brighton, earning a reputation as one of the best emerging talents in the world of football. And then with regards to his contract, his current contract with Brighton runs until 2028, with the club holding an option to extend it by a further year. Now, this contractual position gives Brighton significant leverage in any negotiations whatsoever. Now I can fully and totally understand why he's basically already, like, Brighton are valuing him at around 100 million, because they signed it for £23 million, and they most definitely are going to get a sell on. Lille are most definitely going to get a sell on this situation, but we're going to break down the deal further. Now, to talk about basically Manchester United's interest, the historical interest in Carlos Baleba, the reasoning. Man United's interest in Carlos Baleba is driven by the need to reinforce the midfield, and the club is reportedly concerned about the declining form of Casemiro and the inconsistent performance of Manuel Ugarte, and Baleba is seen as a solution to revitalize the midfield, right? We've lost a midfielder in Christian Eriksen, even though he was not a mainstay in the squad, but having that kind of experience who can dictate plays is key. And now it seems like, looking at the midfield on paper, with it, you seem to be a light. Now, with player stance, sources close to Baleba indicate that he's keen on the move to Old Trafford, and if a deal can be agreed, it has also been reported that some current United players have contacted Baleba as part of a charm offensive. Now, I think this was by David Ornstein, when he said that he doesn't know who has contacted him, but there's links between Baleba and Man United through Lenny Euro as they play together in Lille, and then there's links between Baleba and Man United in Brian Mbumo and Andre Onana as they are teammates in the Cameroonian national team, right? So basically, there's conversations going on there, right? Now, with regards to managerial influence, the move is said to be the top priority of Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim. With regards to transfer negotiations, this is what Brighton are thinking about. Now, if we're going to go deeper into who exactly, before we go to negotiations, if we're going to go deeper into who exactly Carlos Baleba is, and why he's suddenly a top target for United's wish list. Basically, as I said, Cameroonian midfielder who joined Brighton from Lille and all that. Now, he's not just a defensive midfielder; he's a complete package. That's the thing. Think exceptional energy, incredible ball carrying ability, incredible ball carrying ability, a wide passing range, and a relentless hunger to win the ball back. Now he can play as a dynamic box-to-box midfielder or a disciplined holding player, showing remarkable composure even under intense pressure. Now, this past season, he played 34 matches, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist. And his defensive stats are seriously impressive. 119 tackles with a 55% success rate, 64 interceptions, and 292 recoveries across his Premier League career. He was even named Brighton's Young Player of the Season for 24-25 season. In short, he is the kind of player who can do a little bit of everything in the engine room. Now, let's talk about why Man United are keen on him. As I said, Casemiro's decline, but he's been a fantastic servant, widely considered to be past his peak and struggles with the pace of the Premier League. Now, Ruben Amorim's tactical philosophy is all about proactive, system-driven approach, dominating possession, intelligent passing, and rapid transitions. And he needs, midfielders who can cover ground, pass effectively, and transition swiftly from defense to attack. That is what Ruben Amorim is needing, and this is where Baleba comes in. He becomes the ideal candidate and the perfect fit. His ball-winning ability, his vertical passing, and composure under pressure are exactly what Ruben Amorim is looking for. He's seen as the midfield enforcer United have been missing, capable of recovering the loose balls and driving play forward. Also, Melissa Reddy. I read this post on X. Melissa Reddy, a respected journalist, we all know how Sky Sports, has even stated that Baleba embodies exactly the profile Manchester United need. This pursuit also aligns with United's new recruitment strategy under the sporting structure, which emphasizes identifying players who are right stylistic fits and personalities, and increasing the pool of talented individuals aged 18 to 20 and then at 21, Baleba fits the bill perfectly as a long-term investment. Think about it, the squad that we have right now. The players aged 18 to 20, Aiden Heaven 18, Chidobe 18, Leniero 19, Tyler Fredrickson 20, Kobe Menu 20, these players. Except when you now go forward and you can now see, some 26-year-olds. Most of the players in Man United this season are 26 years old. Matthias De Ligt 26, Brandon Bomo 26, Matheus Cunha 26, what's his name? Diogo Dalot 26, Nusa Mazraoui 27 or 28. So these are the profiles of players who either are about to hit their peak or are hitting their peak, or they are just coming to their peak, right? So, excuse me, but as with any major signing so far, in the United transfer, it's far from straightforward. Brighton are notoriously tough negotiators. Melissa Reddy also said this as well. They've publicly stated their preference to keep Baleba until at least the next summer, and their asking price is astronomical. Reports suggest that they are demanding anywhere from £100 million to £112 million, or around 120 million euros. This hefty price tag is partly due to their 15% sell-on clause that Lille, Baleba's former club, holds from the initial transfer to Brighton. So whatever happens, if Brighton sell Baleba for 100 million, 15 million goes back to Lille. If Brighton sell him for 115 million, then you can see that 20-25 million goes back to Lille. Brighton CEO Paul Barber has also even publicly downplayed direct contact, from Man United, calling it speculation, right? However, sources close to Baleba indicate that he is very keen on the move to Old Trafford, and Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed personal terms won't be an issue at all. United has reportedly already had an opening offer rejected, which even included young midfielder Toby Collyer as part of a player exchange proposal. Our internal valuation is reportedly closer to £70 million, and that's what, with regards to Man United, a significant difference from Brighton's demands. Now, adding to the complexity, there is intense competition. Arsenal are reportedly, has reportedly entered the race, with Man City and Liverpool also keeping a close watch on the situation, and this could also easily spark a bidding war, driving the price even higher. Now, finally, the elephant in the room: financial fair play, or even as it is known now, profit and sustainability rules. The Premier League's PSR rule remains in place for the 25-26 season, allowing clubs to incur a maximum of around £105 million over a three-year rolling period. United's net expenditure this summer is already projected to exceed around €105 million. And with the arrivals of Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha, and Brian Mbeumo, if Baleba comes in at £112 million, our total summer spending could hit a colossal £300 million. Now, we were reportedly at risk of breaching PSR regulations as recently as February 2025, as football finance experts like Dr. Dan Plumley had also stated that United need to complete a couple of sales to offset this loss if we want to sign more players. This means offloading players like Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, Tyro Malacia, and Jadon Sancho. And these are absolutely crucial to balance the books and fund a move for Baleba. The new reporting hierarchy knows that selling has to become a talent. I saw this on Melissa Reddy's post. Selling has to become a talent for Manchester United, right? And that is basically what the hierarchy is planning to do. So where does this leave us? I mean, in the pursuit of Carlos Baleba, in the grand scheme of things, and now the pursuit of Carlos Baleba as well as a whole is a clear signal of Manchester United's ambition and Ruben Amorim's vision of the club, for the club. And he's a player who could genuinely be a game-changing transfer and help transform us into Premier League title contenders. He takes our level up a notch, just being what I'll say up 10 notches, just being there, having we as Man United having midfield depth, right? However, the path to Old Trafford is fraught with challenges, right? Brighton's unwavering valuation, intense competition, and our own financial constraints under PSR. Now, the coming days and weeks will also be crucial to all of this. Can United's new sporting structure navigate these complex negotiations, generate the necessary funds from player sales, and secure this top midfield target? It is fascinating. It is a very fascinating saga, and we'll be here every step of the way to break it down for you and bring you the latest as it goes. Just to give a little bit of an update on the whole Baleba situation, obviously there's been news, there's been reports that Ruben Amorim has told the board that he wants the player, that they should go and bid for this player to show, right, that we have a statement of intent that we want this player. So that is basically what it is. As of, according to Dean Jones, as of about maybe 10 hours ago, Manchester United are prepared to blow the budget to sign Carlos Baleba and are ready to deal with the consequences down the line. And United are advancing their interest in Baleba by preparing an initial proposal for the Brighton midfielder. So it was also reported that Man United put in a bid that was rejected by Brighton. Man United put in a bid that was rejected, but that was reported. We're just going to see as things unfold, right? We're just going to see as things unfold. But also, as of yesterday, it was said that he reported to training with Brighton amidst the interest from Manchester United, right? And then it was very important to notice that, this is the kind of player that Man United will want to go for and build momentum with, especially with what we have next season, as well as, or this coming season that starts in 2 days, as well as the potential to even like, you know, to the potential to even like compete and challenge, as if it was even said in the last couple of, I think in the last 24 hours, that Man United's Carabao Cup campaign starts in the second round. So you can imagine how many games we still have to play before, we can, really gel as a team and prove that we're actually competing. So I see a potential for us to actually secure this deal. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section with the whole Carlos Baleba thing. I just had to bring you the full story. It's not really a full-blown drawn-out saga, but this is kind of in anticipation of what we might expect to see in the next couple of days, because I hear and I read, obviously, that Brighton are tough negotiators. You can see how they did with Yves Bissouma. You can see how they did with the Chelsea player and all the midfielders that they've sold, and all of that. So we need to be able to, for Man United to be going for this deal is obviously an evidence that there's something that can be done. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. How do you think this transfer situation will go with Carlos Baleba? And drop it in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for all of the likes and the subscribes and the following and everything, and sharing as well. I see those of you who share. Makes a whole lot of sense in helping us grow as a community. Thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And God bless.